Steve 69 Monterey. Got some battery cables, change those babies out. Here comes the details on that. Then I'm going to dive into doing the Pertronix while we wait for our brake components to come in. Lots of things going on. All right, so these are the 3 original cables that were on the car. Well, 2 of them are original. These are the 3 that came with the car. The positive lead has been replaced before in the past at some point, and it's obviously not correct. Here is our original ground with correct markings, but cracked, missing insulation, all in all beat, so it goes to the box. Here is the original starter solenoid to starter cable. It's in decent shape. It's good. It's got its insulation. It's got its original marking. Everything like that. But, you know, it's seen better days. It's split here on the starter end. So, those came off. Ooh, and the new ones went on. Correct color. Correct markings. Positive. Ground. Steve wanted to put battery disconnect in because this has a rim blow horn, and we all know how those like to go haywire when no one's around and kill the battery and just honk for hours. So got the battery disconnect for when the car's parked for a while, but that is the correct cable with the correct routing and the correct markings. Same goes here for the starter wire. Correct markings, correct cable, looking good, styling. All right, I pulled the distributor cap off, getting ready to do the Pertronix. Original cap and rotor, boys and girls. But they're in such good shape, I don't want to replace them because they work just fine. Anyway, we're putting the Pertronix in here in a little bit. I also told Steve I was going to pressure test the cooling system. And we got to get him a new cap anyway. This is the original radiator cap. We're kind of, you know, it's still good, but let's get a correct marked one and prevent that headache from happening. So we're going to pressure test the radiator. We're going to see what we got, see if we got any leaks. Should be good to go. So we've got the system pumped up to 16 PSI. And it seems to be holding pressure. We're going to come back in a couple minutes and see if we have any leaks. Usually it rears its ugly head right away, but we shall see. Alright, so it's been about 15 minutes, and the pressure's dropped down to 15 PSI. There's nothing wet or dripping or leaking. So we're going to call this good to go. So, cooling system, check. Got our points out, took out our rotor, our condensers out. I can get rid of this. Bye-bye. Well, it's going to go into the box of original goodies. But next step, Pertronix going in. So our Pertronix wiring's routed. We've got our reluctor here. And the unit itself, remember, you got to keep about 30 thousandths between the unit and the reluctor, the magnet. So they send you that nice little feeler gauge. Easy peasy. Right, got the distributor buttoned up. We have our ground for our Pertronix, the negative side of the coil. Got our hot for the Pertronix on the positive side of the coil. And of course, this does retain it enough to where it makes contact. It's good to go. That way you can hide it a little bit, so to speak. So we're ready to fire this baby up. We're gonna see what we got. Look at this thing, it's beautiful. No pump, nothing. I haven't even had the car running today. incredible. Fires up, runs a lot smoother than it did with point. Oh, it sounds so good. That 390 is happy, happy, happy. Beautiful.